Sometimes it's kind of easy to get caught in this from point A to point B and the plans we make in life. I'm going to give you an example of this. So yesterday, we had plans to stay at a hotel for 2 nights. Nice little place in a nice little town. We're also in the middle of a crazy train heat wave while in Romania. We get there, there's one window that opens up, it's stifling hot, it's really musty, but I'm tired. I just want to put my bags down, get something to eat, and fall asleep. But something within us just said, like, this isn't where we're supposed to be. So we got in a car, we drove, we found ourselves about 40 minutes into the wilderness, and crazy train, we found this place that is just spectacular. And I'm going to tell you, it's about 15 degrees cooler than if we were in the city. There's nobody around. We're here. We were invited to spend the night tomorrow as family guests for a birthday celebration. And it's funny when we're flexible how sometimes things end up being better than we intended them to be. Life's kind of beautiful like that. So if I were to do a survey to both you and to your family members, where do you come from? What's your family history? Too often in life, we are so fixated on the present and on the future, we lose out on what's behind us, the past. And sometimes the past is a hard thing to digest, but all of us are connected to something. And when we tap into the past, and using your discretion for whatever that is, it allows us to see that life's not just about us. We come from somewhere, we're loved, and that there's history. As somebody of Jewish descent, and I'm standing next to the Holocaust Memorial, next to the temple in Brașov, Romania, dude, it resonates big time with me. We need to know these things, we need to pass these on, and we need to rock life out where we see it in a more clear, colorful, crazy train, heartbreaking way sometimes, but our past is a part of us, and passing that baton on is wicked important. So this is the narrowest street in all of Brașov. It's really cool, lined with cobblestone roads, and kind of starts out narrow, widens a little bit, and then leads you this way, and kind of makes me think about sometimes in life when we feel like, man, things are getting more frustrating, there doesn't seem like there's any hope, I'm super stressed out, and really at the end of it, I believe in all circumstances, there is a light at the end of a tunnel. There is always hope, there is always an out. No matter how tight our quarters may seem, no matter how lacking air we might feel, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And just believe that. Because sometimes it can feel like there isn't, no matter what's behind us and what's ahead of us. So the clouds came in super quick. They were dark before. I was on top of the mountain that gave a crazy view. But just as I was snapping a pic, lightning bolt struck a building maybe 100 feet away, and my hair stood up. I can still feel the zap factor, if you will, through my fingertips. So if it wasn't freaked me out a little bit. I ran down the mountain along with a number of other people while a few other backpackers were going up, and I had said, yo, not advisable, and they just kept going. So not the smartest. You got to respect nature, that's for sure. And if you just kind of check out the clouds, man, are crazy. So there's a big difference down in the city where it's a little cloudy, but nothing like this. And it kind of makes you think about how sometimes in life we're given warnings about when to get out, about when, we'll say figuratively speaking, the clouds are coming in life. And you got to use your discretion, you got to use some wisdom, and don't be a butthead, and don't sometimes try to stick out the storm in the way of not seeking support. You know, a hand is just not advisable. So I am now heading down to go back to the gondola, to go into town, and get a cup of coffee, and get the zap out of my fingertips. Boom.